Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Football Palestine Extra, where I break down everything that's happened this past week in Palestinian football. Obviously, we are just a couple days removed, 2 days removed from Palestine's 3-1 loss to Jordan here in Amman. And yeah, I think the purpose of this video is really to break that down, kind of, turn the page and then look forward to Iraq. Really, really pivotal game on Tuesday. Listen, as always, premium subscribers, thank you for your help. We've actually had a couple of premium subscriptions come in over the past few days. Premium subscribers, you'll be able to see this video, all other videos in its entirety, start to finish. Those of you on the free, you'll see a little bit, and then the rest will be behind a paywall. Please consider subscribing. Helps me keep the lights on. I'd really appreciate any help you could chip in. So, without further ado, let's kind of get into what happened against Jordan. Now, obviously, there was the rapid reaction piece that I post a couple of hours after the game, and in Amman International Stadium, there's no there's no secondary screen. There's no screen in the stadium itself. There's no small TV screen for you to see replays. So some of the stuff that I might have written, I think, is not 100% accurate. Yeah, I mean, the other challenge is all video is geo-blocked from the AFC here as well. So if you can see replays, highlights, or anything like that. I think I might have mentioned that on that first goal, he hasn't allowed to head it home. He did not. He volleyed it home. Dempsey also didn't head home. He settled on his chest and then put it in with his right foot. And as far as the goals are concerned, a lot of focus on a single player, Mohamed Saleh, which is partially fair, maybe partially not so fair. And I'll kind of get into why that is. Look, let's start with the positives. The positives are that I think the plan, at least from open play, of how to stymie Jordan worked. Jordan didn't threaten all that much in attack if they didn't have opportunities to counter into space. One of the things I mentioned as a key to the game coming in here is that you cannot let Jordan play with a lead. And the past couple of games, we've really gotten ourselves into problems with Jordan, the fact that we've spotted them goals. That was the case in the first fixture of World Cup qualifying, where they scored after 4 minutes. We got ourselves back into the game, then they scored 5 minutes into halftime, and I think the total amount they spent in the league was something like 75 minutes. In this game, they spent 97 or 87 minutes, excuse me, in the lead. You can't do that against Jordan because Jordan loves to counter. They love to play the space in behind. And so that means if you are forced to go forward, you are really going to expose yourself more and more in the back. We also saw that in the Arab Cup, for those of you who remember that game that was played in December 2021. That team had more issues, a lot of injuries, a lot of absences because the European-based players could not join. But it was also a very similar scenario in that Jordan went up 2-0. Palestine got back into the game, scored before halftime, and it was 2-1. And this was the situation we saw here. Two really weak goals, and something the coaching staff really needs to kind of look at is what happened on those two set pieces. The first, corner kick, which was really bad because it was a volley in the box. Bad, like really bad from Mohamed Saleh. Look, was dropped into the right area, but he has all the time and space, and there's some sort of zonal marketing going on, which is fine. But the moment that ball kind of goes, and you see somebody crashing onto the 6-yard line, you need to kind of push up and make sure that they can't meet the ball with any sort of momentum, and two, if the ball does somehow get to them, that you have your body right on him. And Salah got there way too late. I think the ball actually took a slight deflection, which made it difficult for Rami to save it. He was sort of diving one way, and it deflected into the back of the net. Second goal, look, a lot of people are talking about Salah. I looked at it again. It's actually Wissam who loses Abdul Nasib. That said, Mohamed Saleh gave away the dumbest foul. He fouled Yazin Amat when he didn't even have the ball. And so, I forget who it was. I think it might have been Taha who was on Musa Tamiri, but we ended up winning the ball legally, and a whistle was blown because he just unnecessarily fouls Yazid Namat. That leads to the free kick. That free kick leads to the second goal. It's 2-0. Now, I think the team did well not to panic. They hung in there. They started creating chances. Tamer Siam, I think, was maybe the best attacking player on the day. He created his own chance, and then Ahmed Taha was maybe the man of the match for me. Was bombing down the left flank, bombing down the left flank, bombing down the left flank, puts in a nice ball. Day makes a run, kind of confuses Jordanian defense. It bounces in space. Tamer Siam runs late, takes it on his chest, settles it, bam, back of the net, 2-1. If this game had gone into halftime at 2-1, I think there could have been something there for Palestine to try and get out of the game, maybe at least a draw. What I still don't understand is how Mohamed Saleh decides to deal with a ball that doesn't have all that much danger. He has the ball. He's on the ball in that way. And, sometimes a defender panics and he puts it out for a corner kick. I would have completely been fine with that. It was seconds removed from halftime. Or he could have gone with the second option, which is to give the ball to Brahmi. The third option was to turn what would have been from our viewpoint, the left, which would have granted him a ton of space to sort of deal with it. Instead, he turns to the right, and Tamiri is on his right side. He turns right into him, and Tamiri gets the ball. He flails at him, trying to foul him in desperation. That doesn't work, and then he's one-on-one with Rami, and Rami closed the near post. It's a nice finish from Musa Tamiri to make it 3-1, and the game kind of ends there, to be honest with you. It was a really weird vibe in the stadium in the second half because Jordan were sort of managing the game, but there were times where they weren't all that comfortable. But they managed the game well. I think it would have been a very interesting situation had Palestine managed to score in the second half. That's why it was so important to kind of go into halftime, at least, within a goal of it being a draw again. So, yeah, it's concerning. It's definitely concerning that this keeps happening to us. It obviously hurts to lose in such what I termed weird, some might say stupid fashion to your biggest rival. But that's football, and we sort of have to accept that now that we can't do anything about it. It's spilled milk, and we just have to sort of learn from this game. It's the coaching staff's first match in charge. Again, like I said, I thought they did well tactically from open play to stymie Jordan. Now, it did mean that we stymied our own play, but I have to give credit to Jordan. It is a side that doesn't have a lot of talented players. Not a lot of big names in the Jordan side, but they really know how to play. They knew the game plan. They knew exactly what they needed to do. They probably studied us on set pieces a lot more than we studied them because they profited off their set pieces. We did not. And then when we tried to build up, they knew automatically anytime Jabir got the ball, there were 2-3 guys on him, anytime Hussam Abu Ali tried to collect the ball, 2-3 guys on him, and they were really finding ways to outnumber us in midfield. And this brings me to my second point, looking ahead to the Iraq game and looking back at qualifying in general. There has been an insistence throughout all of 2024 and now in 2025 under a new coach to play 4-4-2. And the 4-4-2 formation, generated us 3 goals against Hong Kong. We did score in every game at the Asian Cup. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that there is a lot more fluidity between that team. That team would have camped for a month before the Asian Cup. They see each other every day. So the system was clicking with the personnel that we had. And it might have been the best fit for the personnel that we had and for the opponents that we played. But look at just qualifying. In qualifying, from round 2 to round 3, we didn't score against Lebanon first game.